In 2001, Maverick director Steve Sodeberg embarked on the most commercially successful venture of his filmmaking career when he joined forces with George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, and some other bums. A loose remake of the classic and much better Rat Pack romp. The film centers around...
How'd you fuck it up?
Why did you come in? Why did you come in? I know I fucked it up.
How'd you fuck it up?
You fucked it up on the very
It was your idea.
Why did you bring him in?
It was your
I was
idea.
a fucking paragraph into the fuck up. Do the bit.
This whole thing is a promo for it. Okay, here we go.
Fucking live. Fucking shit. Hey kids, in 1960, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Joey Bishop, and friends got together for a Rat Pack classic romp in Las Vegas.
Walter, we're doing a 2001 movie. We're doing a 2001 Ocean's 11. We talked about this, buddy.
I got notes. Okay, all right. I guess in 2001, Maverick director Steve Soderbergh embarked on the most commercially successful venture of his filmmaking career when he joined forces with George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, and some other bums. A loose remake of the classic and much better Rat Pack romp, the film centers around Clooney's Danny Ocean, gathering an elite crew to pull off the greatest casino heist of all time. Their target, Andy Garcia, a ruthless casino and hotel mogul. I couldn't be bothered to remember his name. Along the way, Danny tries to get his girl back.
You're not wearing your ring.
I sold it. I don't have a husband, or didn't you get the papers?
Brad Pitt eats a bunch, and general hijinks ensue. Another hugely successful Jerry Weintraub joint. This thing got 2 sequels and an all-lady version. Soderbergh is laughing all the way to the fucking bank. He can make whatever artsy shit he wants. Welcome to Film is Dead. I'm not sure which episode this is, but I do know that we will be joined by our co-host, Chris Vendito, and our resident researcher, Reese Turner, everybody.
What's up, buddy?
6 on 10 for the open. 6 on 10 for the open.
That was good.
I particularly enjoyed the fact that on this action-packed cast, you said George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, and a bunch of other bums, and then couldn't remember Carrie Bennett.
Right here, I have the text right here.
You got one more name up.
Some other bums.
Yeah.
I see.
Well, it's good to be here. It's good to be here, and we're doing Chris's pick.
Yeah, we sure are.
Ocean's 11.
Yeah, boys, this is episode 6, I think, for us now.
I think it's 7, isn't it? No, it's 6.
It's 6. It's 6. Yeah. We've done Heat, we've done Life Aquatic, Gladiator, and then we did
Vegas Vacation.
No, we did Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Vegas Vacation, and then Ocean's 11.
We're closing out the Vegas trilogy.
This is the Vegas rep, boys.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's exciting.
Again, this is Walter mentioned this is a Jerry Weintraub joint. This is really Jerry Weintraub wants an excuse to hang out with famous people.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And he made this super packed movie. Just the cast on here. Walter, you have the cast in front of you?
No, I do not. Remember?
It's huge.
I do.
It's huge.
I do.
So I'll guess. Let me try to rattle it off just the top of the head. We got George Clooney. We got Brad Pitt. We got Matt Damon. We got Don Cheadle. We got Bernie Mac. We got Casey Affleck. We got Scott Conn.
Yes,
we got Andy Handy Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Andy.
Yeah, Julia Roberts.
Topher Grace. Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, all of them in that one scene.
And then there's the one fucking robber who's like a no-name actor. You don't know who the fuck this guy is. Like the tech guy there. Like
Danny Jemison. He's a comic.
Is he?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's a stand-up.
Yeah, I had no idea who he was.
I have no idea who that guy is. And it's like,
he played the role well.
Like, imagine this guy, like, is just there doing scenes with, like, all these other people. They're, like, all super fucking famous people. And there's
He said it multiple times in interviews. That he.
Wait a minute. Who said it?
Eddie Jemison.
Yeah.
That he
How many interviews have you seen of this guy?
I really like this movie, so I've watched a lot of this content about this film over the years. He said it many times that he's talked about this movie, that he would walk on set and he would be like, well, one of these things is not like the other.
Eddie Jemison? Now, do you think Eddie's out there working like the fucking convention circuit, like making money off of his like Ocean's gig?
Okay.
No, this movie. Let me tell you, this movie is just pure entertainment, start to finish.
You're quoting Brad Pitt. You're quoting Brad Pitt from the special features of the.
But he's not wrong.
Which is this. Okay, can I just set something up really quick before we deep dive into this? I had problems seeing this movie. Like it was hard to find streaming. Like I have like a million DVDs. This is not one I have. I fucking dropped like $5 to watch it on YouTube or whatever. I fell asleep during the fucking heist scene. 48 hours go by, rental period's over. I'm like, fuck. I still want to see that part. Chris is like, oh, I found it. I have the DVD at my place. This whole fucking time's at. And this is like yesterday. And I thought he was gonna. There was a issue where Chris didn't know what day of the week it was. True story.
I can't believe you brought that up. I can't believe
he brings the DVD over. He comes through with it. Good guy, Chris comes through with the DVD. Brings it to me today. He works a whole day work. Drives over to my neck of the woods. Brings me the fucking DVD. Couldn't believe it. Comes through with it. We hang out a little bit. He leaves. I go upstairs. I pop the DVD in, and the DVD, Reese,
Ocean's 12,
was so scratched and scuffed that it almost made my PS4 catch fire.
You know what? I'm sad it didn't. I'm sad it fucking didn't.
That's amazing.
Guess what part it was really skipping through? The fucking heist scene.
Well, Chris likes the movie. He said he liked the movie.
I do.
That's not how DVDs work, bro.
He wore it out like VHS cassette.
It's not like jerking off to the fucking like titties in Titanic, and there's like one bad part of the fucking double VHS.
I like that you know it was a double VHS.
It was.
It was double VHS.
I know.
So was Pearl Harbor. Shout out Michael Bay.
Okay. So Chris, what initially drew you to this movie? What made Chris be like this? Yeah, this is the best. I love this movie.
Well, I love a lot of certain things about my movies. My brother makes fun of me all the time. I love a good first of all, I love a good heist film.
Yeah.
I love a good heist film. I could do 12 of these episodes just.
This is our second heist film, eh? I just realized this is our second heist film.
It is.
A lot of heist action.
I love a good heist film. I love a good team up movie. I love a movie where we have a couple of guys and they're like, well, let's get a team together. And this is probably of like maybe of our generation the best like non-Avengers team up movie, where it's like let's go get these guys. And there's specific language in this movie that's used off the top, like of like con man that they need that you don't.
These are a lot of like inside Carney terms.
Yeah, and you don't know what it means, but you're going with it. You're going with it.
A wrestling shoot or something.
Yeah,
and I just think. For some of these guys, where they were in their careers at this point, like this movie made George Clooney like a bankable movie star.
You keep saying that. I don't feel that's correct.
He was more of an artsy guy. He was not
like 10 seasons of VR.
Yeah, okay. Television and movies are different.
Yeah,
and George Clooney literally makes fun of this.
Yeah.
But he was coming off a couple. He was coming off a bad run. He was coming off a bad run. Batman and Robin flopped.
It was not a well-received Batman movie.
Oh, of course, no. He
did a couple because he had Out of Sight.
Batman versus Superman.
He had Out of Sight with J-Lo back in like right at the end of the ER run. Remember that?
Another Soderbergh movie?
Pardon me?
I don't know.
Is that not another Soderbergh movie?
I think so. I could check it. I could check it out once.
Good.
Johnny.
But he had Out of Sight, which was really did well. But then before Oceans, like if you look at the
he had like Dusk Till Dawn.
But I mean that's more of a cult thing. Like,
that's it. Like he didn't have much before. Like
I love Dusk Till Dawn. Like,
he had the TV shows.
Like I love George Clooney, Dusk Till Dawn so much, but the difference of the
he had Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Well, that was pretty big.
Wait, did that come out? That came out before this? That came.
Yeah, it was like 2000.
he had a run where he
that was great. It was a great movie.
The Perfect Storm, Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
That was a big movie. Those are both big movies.
And then Ocean's 11, all in like a 9-month span.
Yeah, that's huge.
And this was the last one, so that was like the crescendo, if you will.
Yeah,
bank. The fountain's going off. It's literally the fountain.
Yeah,
bank.
Yeah. And he
and you finally and some would say this is what it took to get to finally make people forget Batman and Robin.
I always apologize for Batman. Let me just say that I actually thought I destroyed the franchise.
I think that's what I say. This was like a pivotal turning point in his career, because Clooney was always the guy that would say, you do one for them, one for yourself, right? You do one for them, one for
you told me this so many times.
I know. I love George Clooney.
That bit with me that I do 10 for me and 1 for them.
Walter does 10 for Walter, 1 maybe for somebody else.
Maybe, yeah, if he's feeling it. If not,
for Chris.
10 more for Walter.
Yeah, for Chris or Reese, he'll do 1 for.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's for the boys in the back. This is definitely not a. You see, the funny thing is it's kind of like the boys in the back making a fucking mass appeal movie. That's what's cool about this. It's like it feels like a cool kind of like club of people that like could be making like a fucking artsy Oscar movie or some shit, but they're gonna make this like mass appeal fucking movie. You know?
Yeah, I think they just wanted to go to Vegas.
But Brad Pitt, Don Cheadle. Matt Damon, even Casey Affleck. This is being
inclusive.
Yeah, this is before Casey Affleck was a big deal, but he'd been in some stuff.
Yeah, but Casey Affleck was still more of an indie guy than he was like a mainstream potential Oscar winner.
But it's same with like Scott Conn too. Like Scott Conn, I think maybe
Scott Conn never popped though. Scott Conn never popped.
He did Varsity Blues. Like he was like
a lot of TV work.
But he did a lot of TV, and he's been on Hawaii 5-0 for now.
Yeah,
like
he's like 10 years. That's been like a fucking stable career for him.
Exactly, he's a TV.
You think his father talked shit to him, like Scotty?
Probably at some point,
better movie star. I was a bigger movie star than you, Scotty. Who told me that story? Which one of you told me that James Caan story from Elf?
Me.
Yeah. Like every single one of the guys in the like on the 11, like in the crew, they all have moments. That's why I love this movie. That Carl Reiner has like every scene Carl Reiner and Elliot Gould are in, they fucking steal it.
It's kind of weird that they didn't get Jimmy Caan for this. Now that I'm thinking about it, like you'd think that
who would be Jimmy Caan?
I don't know, but like you feel, I don't know. You're right because it's there's 11, but whatever. Like
because there's 2 older guys. One's like a benefactor, and one's.
He could have been like you could have written in a character like he could have been on the security team. You could have there could have been a role there for him.
Yeah,
like, or he could have been on. He could have been on Andy Garcia's side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then he had that fucking Vegas show there for a few years.
Las Vegas, which was also a fun show for
this I think the Oceans movie here really kicked off like a Vegas. Well, this plus CSI and shit was out at the same time, and CSI was all in Las Vegas, and like that early 2000s there was like a lot of like fucking Vegas tourism hype.
Of course, what I liked about this movie, like I'm gonna talk about the movie itself for a second. Like I really enjoyed early in the movie, like the very first scene I liked, and it's very kind of like it's a very talking head kind of reminded me of Modern Family. I thought I was watching Modern Family for a second. Like with the parole officer. Yeah, or he's getting paroled out. I thought that was good, and I loved the successful robbery montage. Like these are the 3 most successful robberies that have happened.
I thought the scene though
was so good.
That scene is so good. Elliot Gould's in a gold bathrobe and nothing else, basically, like in boxers. He's eating a salad.
Elliot Gould in this.
He's eating a salad and he's talking. I don't have this in quotes, so we'll talk about it now. But he came, he saw, they conquered, and the money goes up in the air. and just the way he's like, it's really that at first Elliot Gould scene when they're pitching the idea to him.
I love the way they kind of play him and they walk away. They're like, okay, and then his like morbid curiosity gets the better of him. Like,
it's so good.
Have Dominic send me the address for some furniture.
One thing I didn't like about this, I'm just going to address it off the top, and then we can Then we can move past it. Don Cheadle's British accent is fucking bad.
Nice working with proper villains again.
I think it's intentionally bad.
I think it's a little tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I think it's
I think it's passable because it's a comedic role. Like,
yeah, because he's done British accents before, and they're never that bad.
Like territory.
Well, it's because he was trying to do a Cockney accent. Like, this is I don't think this is one of my facts either, so I'll say this. Yeah, his role was actually written for a British person. And then, like, he convinced Steven Soderberg that he could read British.
I think
if we're gonna do with things that we didn't like, I could give you a thing that I've watched this movie 100 times, and it's still.
Should this be a new? Should this be a new segment?
A new segment. What didn't we like off the top? I dislike the. I get it. And maybe this is also a bit slapstick, but when they leave Danny Ocean to get beat up there by Bruiser, right? And Terry like intercepts Danny coming out of the restaurant, and they bring him to like a back room, and then they bring this goon to beat him up. Things we didn't like. Very nice, Reese. And he's beating him up. At no point do the guys check inside what's happening.
Yeah. There's a few
a thing that's bothered me.
Yeah.
Every time I've watched this movie, and I love this movie.
Yeah, there's a couple contrivances like that to kind of keep things moving along.
Yeah, it's a movie thing.
How about like when the SWAT team walks out with the cash and shit? Spoilers. Like nobody questions like why the SWAT team was in and out that quick for like a major fucking,
and why they didn't have bags going in, they have bags coming out.
It's like this. Why would is nobody questioning why the SWAT? Yeah, like everybody.
One second, can I also say I love how nobody questions that there's nobody in custody. Like there's nobody in custody. It's literally just
that's because Garcia kicked the SWAT team. Terry Benedict kicked the SWAT team out. He's like, all right, it's your fault. Move out, and they all leave.
Yeah, I know, but like, why would they leave with bags of money but not
I don't know.
suspects? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of fun.
It's Danny Ocean's charm.
Yeah, I guess that also made the security cameras miss Scott Conn and Casey Affleck quick change like 90 times through the casino.
I know, but they're so funny together. And every single, just the first time we get it when they're doing the balloon boy thing.
You weren't my bumped into me. You got in my way. I was trying to deliver my balloons. Gentlemen. He's a balloon boy.
I was trying to deliver my balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Like it's a good dynamic that they played with, I think, for those two. But wait, this is things we didn't like, Chris. Any other things we didn't like?
Julia Roberts wasn't crazy about her throughout the movie.
I was going to say, well, my thing is, let me elaborate on the Julia Roberts thing, but I don't know if it's going to be in the way that you were going to say. I mean, I think the character, it's weird because she's like the female character in this movie.
And she's also the driving force of the movie.
Sort of, yeah. Well, yeah, the motivation, the main motivation for George Clooney, basically. But like, she's written like kind of stupid and kind of like, you know, weak. Like it's not a super strong female character because like she's like it's implied that she had a previous bad run with George Clooney and he's doing whatever and she's tired of his shit. So now she's with Andy Garcia, but kind of inexplicably, it just feels like she just like went to him because it was the next person to go to kind of thing. Like there's never really it's never really explained.
I mean, when the next guy to go to is a billionaire hotel casino owner, I guess I don't question your motives on that one.
That she went with him out of spite to George Clooney. And like as if like she has no like agency of her own, and then like she gets like jerked around by Clooney. And he puts the thing in her pocket and all that shit, and it's like, and then he makes her watch the video of Andy Garcia saying like, oh yeah, no, I would trade her for the money or whatever, and she's like, oh, that piece of shit. Fuck him. And I'm like, that's what you're dumping him over? Like, you knew who this guy was. Like, and also, like, and George Clooney's manipulating you too. Like, and kind of gaslighting her a little bit.
One more thing I didn't like. When they pull off the heist, like, when they pull off this great heist, like, what's one thing that they generally tell you in heist movies and stuff like that is you never get together. Not only did they get together, they stand and stare at the building that they just ripped off an hour later.
That to me is kind of crazy.
That's a really confident power move. It's like a flex. It's a flex, if you will. It's an alpha flex.
It's like a cool artsy Soderbergh moment, but it's like, I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Get the fuck out of there. Bounce.
Yeah. What are you doing?
It's because Clooney's not there.
Get buried in the desert. You're all going to get buried in the fucking desert.
Oh, because he'll kill you, and then he'll go to work on you.
Yeah, that was a weird line. It was a weird line.
I'm imagining most of L.A. Gould's weird lines were him supervising. But Soderbergh always said, he's like, there's no rule that about this film. On a lot of the extra features, he said it. He's like, there's no rule in Hollywood that to make a good movie, it can't be a big movie. And he's like, I wanted to make a big movie that's also really good. Like a fun movie.
Let's just say the source material moved me to a bigger house.
Hey, he did 2 more of them after too. 3 more if you count Ocean's 8.
Honestly, yeah, it was you had to make a lot of leaps with the film in order to justify a lot of the stuff in the movie. Like nobody was gonna win. Did it win any awards, Chris? Did it pull?
I don't believe it. I don't believe
it.
It did.
Because like I was about to say, this movie wasn't gonna win anybody any awards.
No. This was a summer blockbuster. It wasn't, but this was a summer blockbuster of yesteryear before all the summer blockbusters were. It came out in. Actually, summer blockbuster. It came out December 7th.
Summer blockbuster, baby.
Summer blockbuster.
Sorry, it was a popcorn movie. That's what they call it, a popcorn movie.
Yeah, that's what I call it too.
But I wanted to ask you boys about Soderbergh because, kind of a cool, interesting cat that Steven Soderbergh.
Yeah, well, he's made a lot of indie gems and classics.
Reese, would you emulate Soderbergh as a director and shoot all your own shit?
Would I emulate him as a director and shoot all my own shit, like my own fecal matter?
Yeah, that's what I fucking meant, Reese.
No,
that's what I fucking meant.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't emulate him and do that. That's incredibly stressful to shoot all your own shit. I like that.
This is question: do you mean to say that he
didn't work with a DOP?
No, he runs the camera on a lot of his scenes that he shoots.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah, no, I would hire somebody for that reason.
Yeah, in an artsy indie movie with a $4 million budget, it's one thing.
But I would still hire. I'd still hire a camera dude who that's the purpose of storyboarding and shot listing.
Yeah, and having one of those big chairs, those big canvas chairs you could sit in, and have one of those cartoonish megaphones.
He says that might be more apt. That might be more apt for the next movie in our series. But he says it brings him closer to the actor's performance when he's able to shoot them.
No, honestly, the movie was an entertaining watch. I like the scenes. I love Bernie Mac, and watching Bernie Mac work is always a treat.
That scene when he buys the trucks.
Yeah, and he's just holding it, and he's just.
What kind of moisturizing cream do you use? My sister has that aloe vera.
Yeah, mix it with a little sunscreen, a little suntan lotion. I love it.
And also, one of the funniest part about that. Well, it's not the funniest part, but is he doesn't need to be shaking this guy down, really.
No, yes, sir. You do that.
No, yeah, he's got a bank. He's got
I love it.
Ruben, who's bankrolling the whole thing.
Gold money there, the fucking.
Yeah. It was amazing.
It was amazing. Doing it,
It was so good. All right, look what I've done. I've done it again, guys. I've gone and done it again. I found 5 facts about Ocean's 11, but one is fake.
Oh.
Are you ready? All right, you gotta let me read. Gotta let me read them before you jump in.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
You have to let me read them. So the first one, we're gonna kick it right off, right away. George Clooney was not the original Danny Ocean. Bruce Willis was.
Yo.
Yeah. Number 2, Matt Damon's role was initially written for Mark Wahlberg.
Yo.
Yeah. How about that? So Linus could have been a Wahlberg. Ocean's 11 lost 3 high-profile cast members to Wes Anderson's The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
This is a good batch. Good batch
Right.
of facts.
Yeah, it was a fun movie to find facts about. This is a double up, so I doubled this up. But you wouldn't have noticed, I don't think, unless I pointed it out.
No, we would have probably caught it.
Matt Damon's role was initially written for Mark Wahlberg. Wow. Wow. Okay. And the last one is the wig Brad Pitt's character Rusty uses for his doctor disguise is actually the same wig Mike Myers used while rehearsing for Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the George Clooney Bruce Willis take being fake.
Okay. So this was your pick. And Walter?
I think is the last one with the wig.
And you think it's the last one with the wig?
I'm sorry.
That's the fake one?
That's the fake fact. So they did lose 3 high-profile cast members to Wes Anderson, but it was for the Royal Tenenbaums. Yeah, both Owen and Luke Wilson were supposed to play Scott Conn.
The brothers,
Scott Conn and Casey Affleck.
That makes sense,
Yeah, and Danny Glover was supposed to be Bernie Mac.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That's what I read on his
That would have been a much different movie if those 3 stayed on.
Bernie Mac.
Yeah,
I think the Mark Wahlberg thing I knew. The Mark Wahlberg, he turned it down for Planet of the Apes.
So that's exactly. So that's 5 facts and one is fake. So what about this one now? What about this?
Recasting the film?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. How would you recast the film?
It's gonna be a long segment. This fucking 11.
We don't have to do 11. You can Danny let's just top bill cast.
Well, let's do the big 3. Who replaces Clooney?
Dean Martin.
No, it's George Clooney, Walter.
No.
If I could recast it.
Yeah, if you could recast
Frank was dead by this point.
Yeah, it would be a horrible movie.
Just let that stop us.
A bunch of septuagenarians wandering around Vegas trying to pull off this elaborate.
How lucky can one guy get?
I'll give you a recast. That's probably not the main cast.
So this is what I want. Here we go. This is what I want. I want Julia Roberts' character, Andy Garcia's character, George Clooney, and Brad Pitt. That's as far as you have to go.
Clooney could have been Johnny Depp.
Clooney could have been Johnny Depp. Okay.
Danny Ocean could have been Johnny Depp.
No, Johnny Depp is Danny Ocean.
Who's saying?
Yeah. Okay, who's your Rusty?
Hunter S. Ocean. And he's still doing fucking Hunter S. Thompson, though.
That's amazing.
You just calm down. Shut up, President Lunchunks.
It's amazing.
You're going to fly around the casino, man.
Mark Wahlberg.
I'm in the vault. I'm in the fucking
vault.
Mark
Wahlberg would have easily pulled off the Matt Damon part.
Okay, so Linus is him. So we're gonna add Matt Damon. Now we need Brad Pitt.
Fuck Brad Pitt's part. He was so good in it, though. The Brad Pitt role. Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Okay. The elder Affleck. Okay, I like it.
And get
Julia Roberts now.
Get Stallone.
Angelina Jolie.
Stallone in there somewhere.
Nice. Wait, you get your chance next, Walter. So Angelina Jolie instead of Julia Roberts, and now Andy Garcia.
I like what you said earlier. Kinda, I'm taking it, but I'm going the other way with it. James Caan as Andy Garcia's part.
Okay, so like an elder. Okay, I like that.
An elder owner.
I like that.
And he's dating a young Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right, Walter. Who's your cast look like? I like Chris's cast. This is a pretty good cast. What's yours looking like?
It's Christopher Walken.
Okay, Christopher Walken.
And he's like now Christopher Walken. He's
older Christopher Walken. Okay.
Never been done before.
Okay. So now you need your Brad Pitt. Yeah.
That's it. That's the one.
Tess. Come on. So yeah, Christopher. That's it. That's all I got.
The producers of Film is Dead would like to remind everybody that we have Walter Ling as one of our hosts because he is so dedicated to this craft of making entertaining content.
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna give you my turn. Maybe Walter can think of on it during that. So Andy Garcia, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's who I would put there. for the not the comedian.
He plays the comedian.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, in The Watchmen. Now instead of Julia Roberts, I would cast. I really like Chris's casting of Angelina Jolie, so I'm going to keep Angelina Jolie in that spot. That's a good cast. Then instead of Danny Ocean as George Clooney, I would give it to Game of Thrones, who plays the Viper.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the guy who gets his head popped there.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I'd give it to Head Poppy. I'd give it to him. I don't know his name. And then the Brad Pitt character.
Maybe we could get.
I would have instead of the Brad Pitt character. I would have probably Fred Savage. Just because I love Fred Savage so much, and I need to get him as much work as I can. And now our next segment.
Oh shit! So Reese, you know how we love to learn about these things after while they happen. We're so lucky that Marty Scorsese has joined us again.
It's amazing.
Marty, we heard from Steven Soderbergh himself that you passed on this film and recommended Steven. So I want to know what you saw in Steven and why'd you pass on the film.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I was working on a lot of projects at the time, Gangs of New York and other things. The film of the John Hughes, and I was told about this film as a remake of the classic Rat Pack film, starring, of course, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra. If you saw that film, it was of course a great classic. Had great songs from it, Ocean's 11, OE11, great song, and then there was an opportunity to make a remake of that, and I don't know at the time that it was a great step in my career to be investing myself in a remake of a classic. So, and also it was PG rated, and I couldn't do anything with that. So.
Thanks, Marty. Thank you so much.
Marty Scorsese passed, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Marty. I had no idea that he passed on this, though.
That's crazy. Everything was offered to Scorsese.
Yeah, it's all.
Little known fact: Scorsese almost did the Flintstones movie.
That would have been a great film.
We should do it at some point.
Yeah. No, I'm in. I'm into that.
I wanted to, before we moved on to the next segment, I wanted to, Reese, give you a little note on the Don Cheadle accent. He talks about it in an interview at one point. He goes, because it drew harsh reviews at the time, and it hasn't.
Yeah, and he's like, no, I meant to do that. It was a joke.
He's like, no, my British friends, they tell me it's a truly terrible London accent.
Yeah.
You know something? I really worked hard on the accent. I went to London, spoke to people, got to know it. My agent said it was fine, and then I'm stuck with this thing that sucks.
Said it was fine.
Yeah, calm down, Donald Trump. That's how he sounds. I went to London. People loved it.
No, hold on. Even though everyone laughs at me, I enjoy it and I have a good time. But I did, of course, fire my agent.
Wow.
Love Don Cheadle. War Machine.
War Machine. Fuck you.
Also, we didn't talk about the money for this on this one, but
yeah, let's get some money.
$85 million budget, worldwide gross of $450 million.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I love it. So, Chris, do you want to do your segment, your next segment now? Do you want
to buddy.
Here we go. Chris says quotes, his list of quotes. It's time for Chris's quotes.
Quotes.
I was doing
sponsored by
your mom.
Walked right into that one.
Yeah, he got you.
I was telling Walter earlier, this movie is a heavy dialogue film.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to just pick 10 quotes, but I did it.
Okay.
Reese was talking about the opening scene, where we see Danny Ocean in prison with the beard and the full jumpsuit, talking about and then one of the jurors or whatever goes, Mr. Ocean, you served a 2-year sentence, and while it was your first crime, you have been implicated in a number of others over the years, though never charged. What do you say to that? And then Clooney goes,
as you say, ma'am, I was never charged.
And that's such a Walter J. Ling line before it became popular. Like that's what I would imagine Walter saying if he ever got popped for something.
Yeah, with like a smug shit grin.
Yeah, his parole hearing. Well, as you say, man, I was never charged.
Yeah,
Where'd you get that cigarette, Mr. Link? Oh, sorry.
Number 9.
These next two come, and it's probably one of my second favorite scene in the movie is the poker scene when we meet Rusty. And he's with the TV stars. Oh, because Topher Grace is just being this shitty, like, yeah, he's playing a piece of shit, pretty much.
Hey, good thing what's his face wasn't there, eh? Fucking the other one. Oof. Masterson.
Yeah, the guy from Seventh Heaven.
No. The other guy.
Oh, yeah. Imagine if you had Hyde.
Oh, him too.
From Seventh Heaven.
Seventh Heaven, yeah.
It's like a sex predator poker game.
Oh, boy. Topher Grace at one point is
Topher Grace. Go ahead.
He throws in a bet while Clooney and Pitt are clearly working them, and he goes,
What the hell? It's only pocket change, right?
And then Brad Pitt. I've used this before, like we're playing poker.
How you bet is your business. You want to make them think you're betting for a reason.
Yeah.
I also loved when Pitt walks into the room there and then Clooney's talking to all like the TV actors, and this is just like a inside baseball line, but it's like, is it hard to do? Clooney's saying to Topher Grace, it's hard to do making the transition from television to film, and that's just a shout out to his ER days.
Yeah, but I love that.
It's a fun, cute.
I love that Topher Grace says, "Not for me, dude."
Not for me, dude.
But really, it has been quite rough for Topher Grace.
Yeah, well, that's what's funny because, and not to step, if we ever do an Ocean's 12, which we probably won't, in Ocean's 12, he's a train wreck.
Oh, really?
Topher Grace is in it. He's a train wreck in that movie. He's playing himself again.
Is it also Joshua Jackson in that
No,
scene?
yeah, Joshua Jackson's in that scene too. I don't recognize anybody else except for Joshua Jackson.
The girl is from Charmed, and the guy is from another show. I can't remember. I looked it up.
He's the one that I recognize the least.
Stars of the CW.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Clooney and Brad Pitt's characters are driving to like a coffee shop to talk about the heist. Yeah. And then at one point, Rusty says, "How's
Number 7?
Number 7. How's the clink? Did you get the cookies I sent?" And then Clooney goes, "Why'd you think I came to see you first? I just really enjoyed that."
Good line.
Perfect.
And then after they look at the blueprints of the casinos and whatever, and then Rusty goes, "Why do this? Like, why are we knocking over 3 casinos?"
Number 6.
I call it the Danny's "Why Not Us" speech.
Yeah.
He's like you're cold decking teen beat cover boys, and then he goes on. He's like, it's not often you get a chance to bet big, and then you can take the house. Anyways, he gives the speech, and then Brad Pitt interrupts him. He's like, "You've been practicing the speech?" And then Clooney's like, "Yeah, a little bit, yeah." Did I rush it? I felt like I rushed it. I could have made this list just of what Elliot Gould said throughout that introductory scene at the house with the bathrobe, but I didn't. The number 5.
Number 5.
We meet Carl Reiner for the first time, and he's peeling an orange, and then Rusty goes,
What's with the orange?
My doctor says I need vitamins.
So why don't you take vitamins?
You come here to give me a physical?
It was just a very fun Carl Reiner line. And then when we get to Ruben's house with all the crew meeting up, and he opens the door, and Bernie Mac's in a yellow suit behind him, and Elliot Gould's puffing a cigar, and he's like, "What'd you guys get? A group rate or something?" Which I've also used before. I've used it on stage. Stage.
Great line.
Yeah, it's amazing. Classic line.
Another thing, I've pissed Walter off with this next line.
Number 3.
Many times, because I've purposely gotten this quote wrong because of this movie. But you got to walk before you could crawl, and then Rusty goes, reverse that. When they're talking about when Clooney goes to Matt Damon, that you got to follow Terry Benedict. He's like, "What? I just got to follow him around." And then Clooney's like, "You got to walk before you could crawl." And then Brad Pitt's like, "Reverse that." And then near the end of the movie, we get the number 2, the Bernie Mac rant.
What I said. Black man can't earn a decent wage in this state.
That is absolutely
cowboy like you gonna try to throw me out on the street.
No, I'm trying to do my job, sir.
Do your job. What you want from me, man? Want me to get on the table and dance? You like me to shine your shoes? Want me to smile at you? But you definitely won't let me deal the cars. You might as well call it White Jack.
I just love that whole scene.
It's great. Bernie Mac was great in this whole movie.
Oh, he's great in the whole movie. And then Carl Reiner, when the guys are in the vault, he's like that, and just the way he's looking, that is the sexiest thing I've ever seen. But like, even if you go back and rewatch that scene, everybody's face in that movie looks like they smoked the best fucking weed ever, and they're just so happy while they're watching the money being robbed. It's fucking great.
Amazing.
And those are my quotes.
That's Chris's list of quotes. So I got a question now, Chris. Now that you've rewatched the film, how do you think this holds up from when you saw it first? Do you think you enjoyed it as much, enjoyed it more, or enjoyed it less?
I've enjoyed just as much as I did the first time I watched it. I love this movie. I think it holds up for the most part. There's obviously some jokes that are either too hack for today or just not jokes that wouldn't land today. But like you could find that with any movies that were made in the late 90s, early 2000s. But for the most part, the movie holds up as a fun heist film.
It's you're also 20 years older yourself.
Yeah.
So your sensibilities have evolved.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this last night. Like even like the 3D artwork they did in the movie when he's pitching the heist.
Through these doors, each of which requires a different 6-digit code.
Mm-hmm.
That like doesn't look like dated technology. Like it doesn't look like it looked way more advanced in 2001 than it looks now, obviously. But it's not like fucking WordPress either.
Yeah, no, true.
And I just go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Keep going. If you had to, we're going to expand. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the thing for me that's aged the best about this movie is, again, I said it earlier, but everyone on the crew had like moments in the movie that were memorable. And Carl Reiner, the first time you see him as Zerga, when he's walking into the casino, and he's got the Malloy brothers with him in their suits and the earpieces, and they're walking through. And it's like, oh man, I fucking love this shit. Like this is fucking great.
They were so tiny though.
Yeah, they are.
They were the smallest. They were the smallest too. His security were the smallest two people there.
Mikhail, Vladimir. Hey, Saul! Walter could be recast as the guy who recognized Saul in the casino with Terry Benedict.
Saul, it's me, Bucky Buchanan. Remember, from Saratoga.
I
saw from Saratoga.
For a second there, honestly, I thought that was like a cut scene that we never got to see. That was like one of them in really shitty makeup. Okay, and Walter, what did you think of it? Did you enjoy the movie? Did you?
My sister tells me that we saw this movie with my folks. When it came out in theaters. I don't remember that. I know that I had seen this film before. Yeah. I don't think I've seen it start to finish since it initially came out. I did this time, sort of, and
well, not even this time. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, it's a good movie. It's good. You know, I was telling Chris, I think I liked it about just as much as Vegas Vacation, maybe. You know, like because the bad closing credits. If we could, the end credits is not good. Anyway,
we'll see. We'll see. Well, that's how we go. We all know that's how we leave.
I mean, I love the fucking end credits of this movie.
Yeah, so
I really hope we get to see them in a minute.
I really enjoyed this the movie, and I really enjoyed the Vegas run. I love Vegas movies in general.
How do you feel like this stacked up against the other like
completely different movies
in terms of like depictions of Vegas?
Ooh. Well, this I think Ooh.
This one glamorized Vegas the most. Right, Vegas is a real character in this movie compared to the other two.
Yeah,
where
Wayne Newton and Siegfried and Roy were both in this film for a hot minute.
Yeah, and at the boxing match, I'm saying Vegas plays
upon Jerry Weintraub's insistence.
They were sitting right next to Buddy Boy.
There was also the guy. There was also the guy in the Beard Man that was in Vegas Vacation. That was also must be a Vegas
guy.
He has to be a famous Vegas guy.
Yeah,
I think he has to be, or he's
probably
just Jerry's friend.
Also, could be.
He's Jerry's coke dealer.
Yeah, because Jerry's in the movie too at one point. So.
That's amazing.
But no, I think Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, I don't feel the movie was about Las Vegas in any way.
Well, it took place in
place in Las Vegas, but like Vegas wasn't like the drive. You guys, we said it on the show on we did the review for Film is Dead that it wasn't your typical Vegas film in any way, right?
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Like, and
I think of the 3 movies we watched, because
this one's the most
Vegas Vacation is a farce. This is the most classic kind of Vegas movie of all.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
There's been so many Vegas movies, and they fall into kind of different categories. But this was like the classic Vegas movie.
Yeah.
Just
a bunch of A-list actors.
Another one. Remember, I was thinking about that other movie. You guys ever see Honeymoon in Vegas?
No.
With it's the comedy there with fucking Tony Khan, not Tony Khan, with fucking
hey, eat up,
hey, botch with Jimmy Khan there. You never seen that? It's like it's good, and like James Caan tries to buy fucking Nick Cage's fiance.
Oh yeah, wow. Isn't that like a decent proposal?
No. But it's like a comedic version of Indecent Proposal.
Oh, okay.
It's a classic. It's a fucking classic. Fucking classic.
Okay. Maybe next time you do the Vegas trilogy, you can suggest it.
Yeah.
On our next Vegas trilogy.
That'll be season 2. We'll have a Vegas trilogy part 2.
So what are what are we doing for the next trilogy? What's our next pick? Do we want to?
Let's reveal it now. Let's reveal them now. So we get people watching the movie.
So my pick was up next. So
what's your theme? What's the theme? Sorry.
Well, I'm explaining it. Let me get to it. The theme.
Well, Walter has the next pick. Yeah.
Yeah. So my pick was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Classic. Animated live action combo movie from '89, I think.
With Bob Hoskins,
Bob Hoskins, and fucking Roger Rabbit. Goddamn, fucking Roger Rabbit.
Actual Roger Rabbit.
And
is that a White Truck film?
I said from that, let's explore the detective genre, like the hard-boiled kind of detective genre.
Perfect. And we'll reveal my pick or Chris's pick next week after
episodes to come.
After
we have a big reveal this Sunday. On the next Film is Dead, a big reveal from Paul White.
Hall of Fame caliber
reveal. Chris doesn't get this bit.
No, I do get this bit. I'm wondering who it is, though. Not the movies, but who they.
That's for a different thing.
We'll cut this on the dark. We'll do it on the dark segment. Yeah. That's Wrestling is Dead.
So I can't wait to those next ones. That was the Ocean's 11 review. And
Wrestling is Dead is a really bad name for a wrestling podcast. That should not be.
Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah. So that was Ocean's 11. Tune in next week when we go.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I'm gonna have to figure out how to watch this movie now.
I'm gonna get it to you.
Oh yeah, it's true. You said that.
Yeah, and it's not going to be like the most scuffed DVD you've ever seen in your life.
How many?
That's amazing. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. I've been Reese Turner. That's Walter Ling, and that's Chris Vendito.
Oh, this is a 1960 film.
And no, this is the correct one. This is the correct ending credit. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us at
Film is Dead. Real dead. Once I had me a dream, but that dream got kicked in the head. Dream dead. Some judges apt to say, I'm putting you away for 40 years plus 7 in the meantime. Eleven.